Alright, CSS battle time. We have squares. Box shadows? I mean, kind of makes sense. Or do we do border and box shadow? We only need the one element, honestly, for this. Here's what I'm looking at, is I could have a background on the HTML, and then this border, and just a little bit of margin would bring it in, and then I could box shadow up and box shadow down. And that'd be pretty concise, but I feel like border, background border, box shadow, and margin is what I have to use to do all of that. And it seems like a lot for squares. So is there a way to combine some of these elements? Like, instead of box shadowing these, because I was thinking of doing a box shadow like this thing, you know, just move it all the way down, and there's your box shadow, right? And move it all the way up, and that's fine. But what if instead my box shadow, if it's this one, I've got to enlarge it. These, I don't have to do the radius for box shadow. Would a conic... No, I don't want to do a gradient for this. I think that's just unnecessary. Man, trying to see, would a border dashed do anything different for me? I don't think it would do it. Not how I want. Yeah, I think my original plan is what I got to do. Let's get all this out of here. Okay, remove comments before submitting. Yes, I will do that. All right, I'm gonna hit an and on this. Background, it's got to be done. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna give it a border. Let's just start with this solution. What's 5? I've seen people use something like that before, and then white. There we go. And then what I'll end up doing is probably doing the color property so that I can combine that border in with these box shadows. So now when we margin this down, right? We're on track. Actually, that 5PC is not not too bad. 70 on the sides, 30 on the top and bottom. Okay, we just need to fix. It's too short and too wide. So 5PC was actually really close. What does LH do? LH is even bigger. Okay. Oh no. Is it not a square? Oh, my margin. I bet my margin is what will fix that. 30, 75, 80. Oh. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Okay, so let's just get this in pixels. Let's see what happens when we get this in pixels. Okay, that's obviously too big. Oh, 5PC was actually kind of the right thing. Our issue is they are not even. That's cool. Okay, it's not even borders. Wow, I thought that was going to be a square. I really did. Alright, let's turn off the diff. Let's get our slide and compare. Let's see, it's supposed to be right here at 154. 155, let's say, to 245, so that's like 90. Let's look at this. 105 to 195. No, that's 90 as well. Okay, our borders are all the right width, but that inner box is not. It needs to be squashed and raised. It's taller than it is wide. Okay. So if instead of margin, give it a height. Okay. 30. Interesting. That's the top is good. The bottom is not good anymore. Okay, let's see if we can push up the bottom. So now my height is good, but it's shifted down. The whole thing is shifted down. Oh yeah, because that's why my border is, the border is set no matter what. So 90 is the right height. I think I need to abandon border. Okay. Now, I mean, there are ways around this with more box shadows, more things like that, but I just kind of want to think through the problem. This is kind of cool, actually. I like this. What I might end up doing... Alright. I think what I'll end up doing is calling an audible. I'm going to use border and box shadow to make this white square and these squares with the HTML, because the margin and everything is great. And then I'm going to use the background on the body to be this square and margin it down to the appropriate size within the HTML element. But that background, since it won't be on HTML, should bubble up to be this stuff as well. So let's hit that. Let's come down here, hit star, just select the body. I mean, we could use and or star there and hit that. So now what I need to do, okay. So let's take that off. Let's just jump this up. There. So it's not gonna matter what it is. 100 I can translate easier. So I kind of like that. So our margins are what is setting the positioning of that border, and then the width of the border is shrinking that little square in the middle, but I don't care what size that little square is because the body is what's going to be that. Let's do our color property. Let's just go ahead and get that into place. I'm liking this a little bit better now. It's feeling better. Let's do that. All right, because then we are going to fix this. Let's see, this is going to be 25 EW. Okay. And let's box shadow. Let's spell it right. Oh, there we go. Let's close that off so we can see while we're doing this. Okay, so it's going to go to the right a little bit, and it's going to go way up. So let's say 50. 60 pixels, and then way up it's going to be like negative 200 pixels. There we are. All right, let's just get it moved over into place. We're not far off. 240, 100, 120, 130. Okay, 130. That's a tough one to translate. I don't like that. We'll see if we can save some characters there. To change it to something else. I need to really figure out more units to, because I have VW down now, but I need to figure out like what VH translates into easily, and all these, and PC, and you know, all of them. All right, let's add another one, and so it's going to be negative 130 and by 240, the inverse. Cool. At least if I figure that out, I can figure it out. Now you are going to be, I'm going to hit margin 0. Background's on you. So let's say height. Oh. There it is. Oh, and it's picking up box shadows? Why is it? It shouldn't be picking up box shadows. Okay. That's the whole reason for doing the and selector, is so that it doesn't have those. Why is my body... Oh, because it's going to be inside of... It's going to be inside of this square of the HTML. That's the height of the body. Do I need a... I was hoping it was... I was thinking it was going to be the entire border. So instead of a border, should I do a box shadow? Another box shadow. Let's see. Let's take this off. Let's add in a 0, 0 box shadow. I was hoping that with the margin and placement, but it's picking up the background, so the background is, yeah, okay. Because this background is bubbling up through the HTML. It's a bug that happens here. It's not your typical thing. So box shadow right in place is not going to work. No, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? You know, that would have been a cool little thing. So let's keep my border. I mean, the easy solution is a position fixed. Negative margin doesn't seem to be affecting the body at all. Let's put a border on this. Let's see where it's at. Wow, it's not showing up. Oh. There it is. Okay, so it is doing that. Why isn't it getting... I have the right color for the background. Wouldn't think it'd be picking up the border and the box shadow. Background spelled right. I didn't mess that up. And it's lapping into other things. So, like if we... Right? Okay. I mean, that seems like the size I want. Just why is my background not taking? This is puzzling. Alright, if I throw in... Alright, we got nothing here because it's just got negative margin. Okay, let's do padding to see just where we're at. 50. Still not showing up? Oh, it's probably off screen with this. No. What is happening here? Put our border back on. 2 pixels solid. And it's right there. But it's not showing up. It's like overflow hidden is what's happening with it. Background. Okay, I'm gonna delete this and just, I don't know, maybe I misspelled it. Background. That color. No, that's definitely applying to everything. That is working. I do know that's working. Why is the body... Okay. Nope. Still the same. Fascinating. This is not what I was expecting at all. Okay, good. I'd rather break it like that. Oh, because the padding. Okay, this is all I should need. It should just be that dark square right there now. Okay, let's try something weird. Nope, still not showing up. I mean, the z-index shouldn't change anything. There's no positioning on anything, so you need positioning to get the z-index to work, so I don't know what I was thinking of that. Overflow visible? I'm just really at a loss. I've done hundreds of these. HTML's underneath, that's there. Why is the background on the body not showing up? I'm overwriting border. Box shadow is 2 large offsets on them, so it shouldn't be like anything right there. And it's literally not showing up. Alright, let's save. Let's put a background of black on. There, now it showed up, and it looks exactly like you'd expect. What changed? Because I feel like this is a CSS battle change, personally. I think there is an update. And maybe it has to do with that bug, with how things bubble up to the canvas and preventing people from exploiting it. But why is my background now, you know, it's the perfect size. We can take the border off. And it disappears. Ooh. Needs a border to exist. Without that border, it collapses to nothing. That's strange. Alright, let's change this back to an and. let's take the border off now. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's why we were having some weird cascade issues happening. Get rid of that space right now. Alright, so it's there, but once I take the background off of this, it disappears. Doesn't that seem weird? I don't want to have two of the same background. I shouldn't have to have two of the same background, because I can just do this, right? And let's put that color in, and we're golden. Let's hit submit. That is curious. I shouldn't need that background. I've never needed that background. Alright. I think I'm gonna have to accept it for tonight, though. Because it's late. I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. So close to a good solution. What am I going to translate this into? Okay, so the border is 100 pixels, and that was like 5 PC. Right? Was that 5 PC? Nope, not 5 PC. 7? Ooh, that seems different. 6. Okay. That doesn't work. That doesn't work either. Why is the border... Oh, maybe I can do something like that. And then change this margin. 35. 25. Okay. Hit submit again. One less character. 99.4. Yeah, that's not good. Alright. Let's just take it back to where I was at. Let's not get too clever. It's these are the long ones where if I could change them to a different... So the 240, that will go into VW units, and it should be it's 25 for 100, so 50 and then 60. Right? So instead of 5 characters, we're at 4. It's something. I wonder what that is in percentage. The VW, we're on the HTML, so does percent work? Yes, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. Nothing's showing up. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 60% doesn't work. You have to have a parent to... Wait, what else? What did I... Oh, I see. I broke this one too, so the whole line doesn't work. Okay. You have to have like a parent with an intrinsic size for percent to kind of work. So on the HTML element, that's not going to work too well. 130. I don't think I can do 130. 50. So 130 pixels. If 150 is 50 VH, that means every 10, 15 doesn't divide evenly, so it's not easy. I'd have to break out my calculator. And I think if we're in a decimal, you're not getting ahead. So I could change those to Q and save one character too. Let's try a Q. 6, 7, 8. I like that. Let's hit submit. If that one works, we'll change the other one. I don't know why I'm chasing such fine adjustments on this. It's not going to be top 10 at this point because of... Oh, that one doesn't look the same. Let's check it. Because of that background glitch. Oh well. As long as I'm on the right path, sometimes I'm happy for top 10. Like, if I can tell that my idea was the same, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're not getting top 10. Of course, I'll put that in the description, but a little late to tell you that now. Hopefully you've seen previous videos and you know to look there first. So let's hit our last submit. 139. It should be. Well, you know what? Actually, let's see what happens. Take this background off. Okay, it doesn't go through. It should be at 120. And put that one on. The background still doesn't, even with the star selector, the background doesn't carry down. What is happening? Because the body should have that background. Should just have that background. That is so wild. Oh, I see why. It's picking up a border. So if I have, let's see. Let's test that theory. Okay. So 130. It's less doing it that way. Eliminating my border. Can I do it the other way around? But I want the background in the body. That was my whole plan, was to have it just on the body and not have a background for the HTML. So I didn't have to overwrite the border, and I could have the separate things. I don't know why I am doing this, but I am doing this. No, still doesn't work. Still doesn't work. Alright, so border 0, that's still fewer than doing any kind of, okay. So our border is 100 pixels. If I change it to a relative unit, like for font, how many times does 16 go into 100? 4 is 64. 72, 82. 70, 80. 80 is 5. 96 is 6. And then 4 pixels carried over, that's 1/4. So 6.25 M. Right? And we already broke it. Oh, no, it's been broken for a moment here. What did I break this time? Oh, I see why. I didn't change that back. Now I'm all confused. I went too far back. Okay. I have 2 backgrounds. If I change this to that, I can get rid of that background and reset border. Okay, good. Now, if we change this to 6.25 M, oh, I wonder if I can just do 6 M. And it doesn't matter because there, I had, oh, it does matter. 6.2. Okay, it does matter. The width of the border doesn't matter. Unless I can just change my negative margin. Right? So let's say it's 26, 27, 28. Why is it different top and bottom? Strange. Okay. Let's hit submit and see whether that hits. Still 100%. All right, still 100%. We're on the right track. All right. Because of that, now we're at 131 characters. Let's hit font 0. Keep wanting, and then that does work. Oh, because at the end, you don't have to close the quotes, but if you have the semicolon, you have to close quotes. That's why that works. So normally I was always doing a space and an A, and you always have to have the semicolon. But if you can have something in quotes, but you only need the one. But if you put that at the end, it now work. It didn't work the other day. Maybe it just has to be the last property, and then it'll work like that. Okay, let's hit submit. We are now at 129. We saved one character, or 2 more characters doing that. I think I'm chasing my tail on this. I wonder if I can even save a couple more. If I do this, and we do 20, 12. Yeah, because I don't have to be as precise because I'm using this negative margin. There we go. Okay, that looks... I'm using the negative margin to size my body. So my borders don't have to be exact. Yeah, I have margin for error. So there we go. 127 characters. That's something. I did only have to write one background, but I had to unwrite the border. And the box shadows still line up properly. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. That's good. Okay, I'm sure it won't be top 10, but I'm glad I actually chased that down and refined it. And, probably shouldn't have spent the time on this, but I don't know. I don't regret it. I'm going to go with it. It was fun, guys. Thanks. Hope you're having a good time. Bye.